KBLA Talk 1580. We don't black down.
Stop it! Our freedom of speech is freedom of death. We got to fight the power that be. Fight the power. Fight the power.
Outside, lover outside. Love me mad one day, get them outside. When I tell you these, they shoot, can't believe me. They gon' on anything, these way too easy. Good for nothing, they don't dirty style. Next time you see your mama, tell her how she raised her. You want out on the cop outside, cause it's tight out. You was playing games, he doing time out. Let him find, I'm trying to find. I've been cuffed up too long, let me remind. Well, let's go wrong for wrong, let's go leg for leg. If I can handle that, let me see you handle this. Do you how you do me, bet you we won't speak again. Favorite player from your favorite team, he in my DM. I'm so small and tiny, he's so big and tall. Now let him dunk the pussy like he dunked the ball. I'm a big freak, come and get a sneak peek. Back it up like deep feet, do that thing go leak.
Welcome in. Happy Monday. I hope you are relaxed, comfortable, got your snacks, maybe a beverage, and you are ready to get into these trending topics and headlines with me, Jill Munroe, on KBLA Talk 1580. And you know, Andy is always on theme, and today the pressure is loud. We are talking Offset. He got put on blast for a great deal of things. Sounds like Cardi called it in this song. Celina Powell leaked alleged audio that involved threats, money problems, and a very public unraveling. So we're going to get into that. We're also going to get into Reid quietly settling his lawsuit with Drew Dixon on the day the trial was scheduled to begin. And is it a business move, or do people feel as though Reid did it because he has something to hide? We'll get into it. We're also talking Donnie McClurkin. Speaking of lawsuits, I guess this is a mini Law and Order beat today. He has a response to a lawsuit that was filed refuting allegations into that. And a journalist you may not be familiar with, but you will now. Her name is Lynn Jones Turpin. She defended black press after backlash was sparked over a post-game comment that she made in the post-game press conference, right? That some people are calling unprofessional. So we'll get into her comments and why people are calling her unprofessional. But of course, before we get into all of that, we got a couple of things to get into. First up, we want to send blessings, love, light, and all of those good things to the family of actor Thomas Kent, better known as T.K. Carter. He passed away over the weekend. He was found in his Duarte, California home after calling 911 on Friday at 5:42 p.m. A cause of death has not been revealed, but if you're unfamiliar with the name, you certainly know the face. He was Knowles in The Thing, the 1982 version. He was featured on Punky Brewster, Good Times, The Jeffersons, 227, Moesha, The Steve Harvey Show, The Waltons, Family Matters. He also was in Space Jam, Dr. Detroit, and Southern Comfort. He was a working actor, a backbone of TV history through several decades, and we just want to send the family love, light, and all of those good things. We are also taking a moment to send congratulations to Tiana Taylor. She has officially secured her first Golden Globe win for her role as Perfidia in One Battle After Another. This is a pivot moment for her where her acting is fully being recognized by the industry, right? Music, acting, style icon, industry validated performer, we've watched Tiana through all of these phases, right? And of course, she said that it was important to represent and give hope to little brown girls out there like herself that were watching. And the first thing she did when she got up there was give it up to God. So you got to celebrate that. Big ups to her. Now, there is some online chatter about why is it that whenever we get Oscars, it's for roles that people deem demeaning because of Perfidia. She was a revolutionist and she used sex as a tool in the film. So I'll kind of leave it at that. If you want to know more and you haven't checked out the movie, check it out. Or check out my interview with Tiana Taylor. Andy?
Well, what are your thoughts?
What are my thoughts?
On the reason why, the speculations about her.
the character?
No, just
about
the reasoning why.
The reasoning, I mean, I don't have a thought about that. I think that award buzz was heavy on her this season. So she is in a film that is, classic Hollywood award season material. Big stars, Leonardo DiCaprio, Sean Penn, high concept. It's all of the things that traditional Hollywood likes. So her being a part of that, and then her essence is very powerful. I think Tiana stands out no matter what she does. So I think that it's not surprising that people kind of sit up and take notice of her in, a film that has all of these different dynamics accompanying it. So
what I'm hearing is that she basically played a role that is a standard in Hollywood, but we got issues with it because of the nature of her role.
I mean, kind of. We have issues with it because some people feel like it's playing into black stereotypes around sexuality and how black women are used and those things. So
I'm like, we can never be happy about anything. She got an award, but we got the issue with the award. If she didn't get the award, we're going to have an issue with her getting
they're mad because Michael B. Jordan and Sinners and Ryan didn't win last night, although they did get an acknowledgement for the box office performance. So
you know how I feel about that.
Tap into our award shows.
100%. And the real award is that check that he got from that movie.
Facts. Big facts. So, and speaking of awards, we'll get into the nominations from the NAACP Image Awards that were just announced today. One more moment before we go forward. Shout out to Juju Watkins. She became the first basketball player in Sierra Canyon history to have her jersey retired. There was a ceremony that took place at the high school. Oh, by the way, Jaden Daniels was in attendance by himself. Mama Daniels was not spotted. At least not in the clips that I saw, okay? So, I mean, shout out to... We do not know the nature of their relationship. They might just be good friends, but shout out to them.
Mom's probably had dinner with Juju, probably vetted her all the way. I was like, you know what, Jaden?
I feel like Juju's parents should vet Jaden. Where are you at right now as far as seriousness? Juju has a career. Are you going to try and bring her into your shadow? I'm just saying. If Moms is vetting Juju, why can't Juju's parents vet the young man?
Because Juju's parents ain't helicopter parenting.
I know. I'm really being facetious. I know. But I'm just saying, our girl has some things to protect as well. Let's be clear.
Jaden is a pro, though.
Jaden is a pro. Juju is about 2 shakes away from being a pro. We know this. And let's not forget, NIL got Juju's pockets on swole. Be clear.
When Juju comes back, and she's healthy, and she's playing like Juju, when she eventually gets to the league, will she be more popular than Jaden Daniels, maybe?
I think so. Do we talk about Jaden Daniels a great deal?
We talked about him crazy last year, but this year, not so much, so.
You know, I mean, it's a cycle, though.
Yeah,
anything can happen.
But Juju is definitely like one of the faces of the revolution of women's basketball. So I give you that.
Big facts. Shout out to SC Basketball. All right, when we come forward, we're going to get into LA Reid, Offset, and more trending topics and headlines. You're locked in with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
Your ride with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
Are you drowning in IRS tax debt? Angela was. She called Civic Tax Relief and saved over $80,000. Felicia was having health problems, got behind on her taxes, interest and penalties were adding up. She called Civic Tax Relief and saved over $15,000. Civic Tax Relief is a professional tax negotiation firm that can protect you from the IRS. If you're getting collection letters, call Civic Tax Relief for a free consultation. They will go to work helping you discover all the relief programs you may qualify for free. James owed the IRS $37,000. Civic Tax Relief represented him against the IRS, and by the time everything was completed, he did not owe the IRS anything. If you are in trouble with the IRS, call Civic Tax Relief for your free consultation now. 800-200-2257. 800-200-2257. Get a free consultation and real tax relief. Call 800-200-2257. 800-200-2257.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580 reminds you, when we fight, we win. The Youth Justice Coalition is challenging America's addiction to incarceration and discrimination. YJC works to dismantle policies leading to mass incarceration, law enforcement violence, and the school-to-prison pipeline. Their approach, transformative justice, community intervention, free LA high school, legal defense, and system monitoring. YJC promotes safety without relying on prisons. Their goal, prevent system contact and help people exit the system through direct action, advocacy, and education. Want to get involved or need help? Call 323-235-4243. That's 323-235-4243. Join YJC in creating change. When we fight, we win. KBLA Talk 1580, your voice for justice. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
KBLA Talk 1580 is pleased to partner with the Empowerment Congress once again for their 34th annual summit. The summit's theme is From Vision to Action, a forum to unlock participatory democracy, and will feature a nonpartisan gubernatorial candidate forum focused on issues of importance to the African American community. The summit is the signature public policy-oriented observance of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s legacy during the national 3-day holiday weekend that celebrates his life. This year's summit will be held on Saturday, January 17th, 2026 at the California Science Center in Exposition Park from 9 to 11 a.m. Admission is free, but registration is required at KBLA1580.com. All major announced candidates for California governor for the Democratic and Republican Party nominations have been invited to participate in the candidate forum, which will be moderated by Tavis Smiley. An all-star panel of journalists will pose questions to the candidates, and the forum will be broadcast live on KBLA Talk 1580. This is going to be a big year for local, state, and national politics. The political pulse of 2026 beats on KBLA Talk 1580.
Now back to more entertainment news with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
Welcome back in. You're locked in with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580. All right, before we get to all of the things, and I do mean all of the things, I wanted to share with you guys here in LA that there is a reopening of a spot, Black-owned coffee shop, Cafe Harem. Or is it Harem Coffee? I think it's Harem Coffee, and I'm probably saying it incorrectly, which I apologize. Harun. At any rate, in the evening, during the weekends, they have a little speakeasy lounge with jazz. So I went there over the weekend to check it out, checked out some of the drinks. I had like a matcha, coconut water, some other things concoction. It was really refreshing and fruity, and you guys should go check it out if you're in the area. Like I said, coffee in the day, Black owned. You know, Lamert is our Black community, well, one of them in Inglewood. If you're talking about the largest actual concentration of Black people
in Los Angeles. It's in Inglewood. It's in Lamert. It's in these areas. So we have to make sure to support our businesses. So I just want to shout them out. Now, having said that, if at any point you want to get in on this conversation, 800-920-1580. That's the number that you can call. Of course, you can hit us up on social media. KBLA 1580. I'm at Stiletto Jill. You can also download the app, get into it, catch up on episodes. Join the YouTube chat. That's our community. They're already bubbling. Shout out to the YouTube chatters, our VIPs, as we like to call them, already getting it in and already responding. I think it was, I lost the chat, Morris Phillips, that said Jaden Daniels was hurt this season. So that's why we didn't see much for him. Pretty Brown Mimi says, I'm all for the Black Award shows, BET Honors, and NAACP Awards, to name a few. And Urban Spinster, speaking on Tiana Taylor, says that she is playing the same role on All's Fair, Vixen with a white man. So those are just some of the comments. We love the conversation in there. It's a whole vibe. All right, now let's get into, first up, let's talk LA Reid, because Drew Dixon has been keeping her foot on these former music industry execs' necks for about 5 or 6 years now, right? We know that she sued Russell Simmons, and he is, he says he's not dodging it, but he hasn't responded as of yet. I think he was finally served when they ended up getting into his social club in Bali, right? But today, LA Reid reached a last-minute settlement in the sexual assault lawsuit brought by the former Arista executive Drew Dixon. So he avoided a Manhattan federal jury trial that, like I said, was scheduled to begin today. So the allegations are sexual assault on multiple occasions in 2001, career retaliation after she rejected his advances, and blocking Drew Dixon from working with John Legend, who she allegedly brought to their attention, and they boxed her out of that. And John Legend was actually expected to testify in the case, but that will no longer happen. The terms of the settlement have not been disclosed. They're confidential, right? And Drew's attorney has said that we are happy to report that a settlement has been reached. The terms are confidential. She said that Drew Dixon is an extraordinarily talented music executive, and this resolution will empower her to move forward with her creative pursuits on her own terms, with her reputation, her voice, her career reaffirmed. I, for one, cannot wait to see what she does next. Drew has been one of the most courageous and outspoken supporters of survivors of sexual abuse. Her advocacy, including her instrumental role in advancing the Adult Survivors Act, which is the one that allowed for some of these cases to be brought back up, basically opening the window for the timeline to file the charges, right? So she said that she's helped shift the balance of power in the music industry, creating a path to justice for survivors. And, Drew said she's deeply grateful to her mother and children for their enduring love and support. And she thanked her attorneys, her team, and that she hopes her work as an advocate for the Adult Survivors Act helps to bring us closer to a safer music business for everyone. For LA Reid's part, his team released a statement that said resolved without any admission of liability. But in this culture, we saw Shannon Sharpe settle. We've seen others. We know Diddy settled with Cassie less than 24 hours after her initial response. Does settling now automatically equal guilt in your eyes, or is it still something that you allow the benefit of the doubt because you know that court cases are bad for business? I want to know if you guys have any thoughts on that. So give us a call or drop it in the chat. And with that, we're going to get into this stuff with Offset, because I feel like people don't learn, or they don't want to learn. Or is this another example of addiction is a disease and it spreads itself in many, many ways? Okay, so Here's the quick story. Celina Powell. If you aren't unfamiliar with who Celina Powell is, Celina was the one that most recently outed Little Meech, said that he was broke and homeless and staying with her, and she was getting his hair cut and buying him clothes and stuff, right? She also has outed in the past Snoop Dogg. In the past, she also accused Offset of fathering a child, which she later said that she lied about. This was early in his relationship with Cardi. Well, she's reignited some controversy after leaking alleged audio and FaceTime footage involving Offset and sharing how they spent the last 2 weeks, right? She claimed that Offset, well, I'm saying she claimed, but here's the thing. She showed a video of Offset on FaceTime saying these things. However, we are in an era of AI and so forth, but I don't think so. She gave all the receipts, text messages, video, all of it, right? And so in the video, Offset was talking about Stefon Diggs and said if he ever catches up with Stefon Diggs, and I'm not playing the audio for you because it was a lot of profanity, a lot, every other word, you wouldn't even understand it. So essentially she said that he said if he ever catches Stefon Diggs, and this is not her version of what Offset said, this is her recording of Offset saying this. She also had Offset in the bed, sleep, cuddled up, bunned up, and she videoed it, right? That he would strip Stefon naked, rob him, and shoot him in the knee. He said that Cardi, well, she said, Celina revealed, Cardi has a restraining order against him. He's not allowed to contact the kids, but he's been talking to his oldest daughter, allegedly, through his oldest daughter with Cardi, through his oldest daughter outside, a child that he had prior to his relationship with Cardi, and she would FaceTime Culture, and that's how he would speak with her. He also said that he has money problems. Now, this is the crux as to why Celina leaked this video and this information. Offset said that he had to pay Coach P from their record label, is it QCP, I believe, $10 million to get out of his contract. He said he had to gas Coach P and say, if you have so much money, why are you trying to hang on to me? Because allegedly, he's alleging that Coach P was not doing right by his financials. Big shock in the music industry, right? But that's what he's alleging. So he said he had $13 million in the bank. $10 million went to Coach P. He owes $2 million in back taxes. And Cardi filed for divorce, which means child support and potentially alimony, right? That's why you see him trying to get money from Cardi, because the reason why Celina released this is that Offset called her and was like, I need you to send me some money. Offset allegedly has a bad gambling problem. Somebody just put him on blast in a casino, the Hard Rock, where allegedly he was with Celina Powell one of these times. She said that, and I guess maybe, we're wondering why men continue to circle back to Celina Powell, knowing that she will put you on blast. Well, she said Offset told her he understands what the hype was all about with her. She said out of her mouth, because this was on a podcast that she did this interview. It's her podcast, Two Girls from Mars. It's her and her friend Milan. And she said that she, eats the groceries. She was very clear about that. And she gave Offset $15,000. He gambled it away, lost it, kept asking her for money, including on Christmas Eve. Asked her to fly out places, but wasn't returning her money. She then saw on social media on Christmas Day that he gave his new girlfriend like 4 Birkins and some other items. So she's like, where's my money? And he kept playing around with her, telling her he had it, having her come see him and wait, and not giving her the money. So she said, if you don't give me the money, I'm going to release all of this. And he was like, no, don't do that, babe. You're supposed to be down for me. Why are you tripping? These are her version. This is her words, right? But she said that on New Year's Eve in Miami, she ran into him at a party and he was with his girlfriend, and he had some girls jump, like he called some other girls to jump her and her friend. They just ended up getting her friend. But this sounds familiar, right? So Offset owes Celina Powell allegedly $15,000. She showed the text messages and the FaceTime videos, and that's why he finds himself once again on blast. When we come forward, we got a phone call, and we'll get into Cardi B's response to all of this.
Now yo, what up, yo? Time is running out, it's for real though. Let's connect, politic, ditto. We can trade places, get lifted in the staircase. Word up, peace incarcerated, Scarface related style, attract millions. Fans, they understand my plan. Who's the kid up in the green land? Me and the RZA connect. Blow a fuse, you lose half the crews, get demolished and bruised. Fake me frontin', hourglass heads be wantin'. Shutting down your slot time for pumping. Poisonous sting, which thumps up and act chunks. Raise a heavy generator. But yo, guess who's the black Trump? Dough be flowing by the hours. Woo, we got the collars, scholars. Word like peace to power and my whole unit. Word up, quick to set it, don't wet it.
Are you ready for the hottest entertainment scoop in Los Angeles? She's bringing you exclusive interviews with today's biggest stars, behind-the-scenes Hollywood insights, and all the entertainment news you need to know. She's breaking down what's trending, what's ending, and what's just beginning in the world of entertainment. You're riding with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Amber Payton with BIN News Now. About 16,000 nurses are on strike in New York City over pay, demanding a 40% raise, a request hospitals like Mount Sinai and New York Presbyterian call unrealistic.
The nurses united will never be defeated! The nurses united will never be defeated!
The hospitals say patient care will continue with travel nurses, while Governor Kathy Hochul has declared a disaster emergency. Muhammad Ali is being honored with his own U.S. postal stamp this week. The USPS will hold a first day of issue event Thursday in his hometown of Louisville, Kentucky. The stamp features a black and white photo of Ali in his iconic boxing pose, and it's available for pre-order now. And Sean Diddy Combs reportedly sold his private jet just before being sentenced to 50 months in prison on prostitution charges. Silver Air says the sale happened in October 2025. Diddy's attorneys have not commented. Get BIN News Now on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app.
Hawthorne, that 105 eastbound slows from the 405. You're on the brakes all the way to the 605. Let's look at Orange County on the 5 northbound. That's slowing in Tustin from Jamboree. Heavy ahead to Harbor in Anaheim. The drive in Anaheim on the 91 eastbound still slows from Kramer Glacelle and stretches all the way to Green River. And also out to the drive on the 101 southbound in Sherman Oaks. You're slowing from the 405 freeway into downtown Los Angeles.
Got issues with youth or high school sports? Positive Coaching Alliance can help. PCA, a national nonprofit, offers more than 1,000 free online resources for youth and high school sports coaches, parents, students, and administrators. Visit PCADevZone.org.
Is this the cover? This is the KBLA Sports Minute with Ray Richardson.
I'm a bad man!
Keep your radar up on probable changes coming with the Chargers, especially on offense. The Chargers have lost 3 straight first-round games in the playoffs. The Chargers' last playoff win was in the 2018 season at Baltimore. In 2 playoff games with head coach Jim Harbaugh, the Chargers have scored a combined 15 points, just 3 field goals and 1 touchdown. Offensive coordinator Greg Roman should get a head start on updating his resume. The Rams are 3.5-point favorites over the Chicago Bears. Rams quarterback Matthew Stafford is dealing with a sprained finger on his throwing hand. He said he's going to play Sunday in Chicago. Top 5 women's college basketball teams in this week's top 25 rankings: UConn, South Carolina, 15-1 UCLA, Texas, and Vanderbilt. UCLA moved up a spot from 4th to 3rd. USC, which has lost 3 straight, dropped out of the top 25. No debates, no speculation, just the info you need. That's your KBLA Sports Minute. I'm Ray Richardson. More news, opinions, and conversation when we come forward on KBLA Talk 1580.
Yeah, yo, come on. Pick up the drums.
At KBLA Talk 1580, we fight the power every day.
Yeah, gotta give us what we want. Gotta give us what we need. Hey.
I listen to KBLA and I love the commercials. I know what the commercials mean. I also, if I'm looking and trying to figure something out, I need something to talk to me that might hit me. And it happens on TV because, you know, every time they show a sporting event, they got the pharmaceutical companies back to back to back telling people how to fix the sickness on the same stuff that they sell them. So we get it.
Yep, we get it too, Chuck D. And that's why at KBLA Talk 1580, we don't black down.
Drop it. Our freedom of speech is freedom of death. We got to fight the powers that be. Fight the power. Fight the power.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. If you need help getting your resume in order, finding job training, or landing a job, we've got 3 great options for you. First, the City of Los Angeles has work source centers across the area offering free job support. The California Workforce Development Board can help you with everything from GED prep to vocational training at no cost to you. On the federal level, the Department of Labor's American Job Centers offer a full range of services for job seekers and businesses alike. Visit careeronestop.org, or for more info, just call California's Help Center or visit cwdb.ca.gov or call 916-657-1440. For the City of Los Angeles programs, go to ewd.lacity.gov or call 213-744-7300. All these services are free to help you get your next job. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
Hey there, Los Angeles. This is James Lucky Jr., publisher and editor of Los Angeles News Observer. Are you hungry for news that matters to you in the African-American communities of Los Angeles? Well, buckle up, because we got the scoop you've been craving. Stay in the know and never miss a beat with our free weekly publications conveniently available near you. Or hop on the digital wave and become an exclusive subscriber at OGNSC.com. Don't forget to join the party on Instagram and Twitter at OGNSCINC for behind-the-scenes access and sizzling updates. No more FOMO. Let's stay informed, connected, and empowered together.
You're listening to Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
Welcome back in. You're locked in with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580. We got a caller on the line. Mimi from Jacksonville. Welcome in, Mimi. What's on your mind tonight?
Hey, Jill. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
I want to ask you something. You were just talking about L.A. Reid and Drew Dixon, but that got me thinking about Cassie and Diddy. And didn't Cassie get a settlement first? And that was supposed to be the end of it, but they ended up going New York, going into a criminal trial. So I was wondering, this thing with Drew Dixon, is it possible that they could circle back, even though she got her settlement, into a criminal trial?
I think what happened with Diddy, and you have to think that it was federal in that the way that it was positioned was, across state lines and prostitution. That's the only way that they could get them. And I really think Cassie's was the kickoff, but the other part of it was Little Rod's lawsuit. I think that they took a lot of things that were said in there as well. And I think that they believed there was a much bigger fish to fry with Diddy, or unless you believe the conspiracy theories and, they were set to take him down because he was suing Diageo or whatever, his liquor brand. That's what they said. But I don't think that Drew's assertions are criminal in nature, more morally. So I'm not sure. I don't think, because the whole thing with Diddy was the RICO charges, and she is just basically accusing him of his actions. Although I guess if she feels she's been blackballed, there could be some vision of RICO in that per se, but I don't think so. I think that it's kind of there, but a settlement does kind of, in some ways, open L.A. Reid up for others to try and get their piece or claim their, rightful retribution. So we'll kind of have to see if anything else comes out following this.
Yeah, because they always say that's the end of it, but again, with Bill Cosby, same thing, years later.
Correct.
So I just was wondering, is this going to be like another, 6 months from now, another big trial with L.A. Reid and other people and, more serious charges? You know what I'm saying?
I mean, this is the urban hip-hop side of the Me Too movement. Most of what we saw, if you think about it, most of what we saw in film with Harvey Weinstein and all of those individuals, they were not women of color. And I think the thought process, especially I think when it comes to women, especially black women, is that, they're not going to tell. Right? Like, it's just part of the thing, and people take advantage. And so here we are.
So it's probably over. I mean, as far as anything major, like with another, not as big as what, Diddy or Cosby. It's probably over for him. Probably,
but the way that these things are happening, you never know. Royal Jenkins in the chat says Drew Dixon's case has been out there for years, since 2019. L.A. Reid and Russell Simmons. And yes, she did that documentary, I believe it's called On the Record, that is on HBO Max. So she's been very persistent, but I mean, not that I'm aware of as far as any legal complications, but the way that these things are running, you never know these days.
Right, because I'm just honestly, I know I shouldn't say this, but it just seems like what black man is next. So that's what it feels like. But, I believe the victims. I stand with the women, but it's, it just feels like who's next?
Andy is surprised, Mimi.
That's right, defend the black man.
Oh.
Thank you so much for calling, Mimi. We always appreciate your input.
Thank you. Okay.
So, I mean, it remains to be seen if this is being put to bed as far as L.A. Reid. I'm not sure what he's currently working on, if he's public facing. And right now, I think that there might have been something else out there that maybe threw out his name, but I believe this is the only one that was hanging over. So if anything else comes up, we'll be sure to let you know. Now, really backtracking 1 second to Cardi B before we get into Donnie McClurkin, speaking of allegations. So Cardi said on Spaces, because Miss Cardi is very vocal, she said that she has nothing to say about Celina and she appreciates the information because, as we know, Cardi and Offset are not divorced yet. And they are still quibbling over things like, who's the primary caregiver for the children, and money and money and money. So we'll see what develops with that one. Does settlement mean innocence to you, Andy? Is it risk management? What are your thoughts?
I want to get rid of this issue as soon as possible.
I think so too, but do you give people the benefit of the doubt anymore after, like, we saw Diddy settle 24 hours and then a couple months later that video came out, obviously? Shannon, we know what happened with that.
Nah, I don't give them the benefit of the doubt. They know what they did. And that's it.
Well, boom, there it is. Do we have time to play the clip?
Yeah, we got time.
Okay. So we mentioned the other day that gospel singer Donnie McClurkin was accused of assault allegations from a young man that worked for him at a period of time and went to him for counseling. He engaged, allegedly, according to this man, in pray the gay away situations of some sort. Well, Donnie has released a video, right, refuting the allegations that are circulating online and pushing back on the claims, asserting that the narrative is being falsely spread.
Just wanted to address something personally. You've heard a lot that's been going on. You've heard many different accusations lodged and alleged. You've heard some very untrue things. And you've also seen an official statement that I put out. But I wanted to lend my voice and my face to this. And I wanted to let you know that I thank God for every one of you praying for me and for the support. And I thank God for truth, which you have not heard. You have not heard the truth, but you will. But I just didn't want to go any longer without addressing it. I've remained silent while this campaign, this media campaign was launched. I've remained silent because the Bible tells you to be slow to speak, quick to hear, and slow to anger. And so I had to sit back and I had to pray because there are people that look for this to be true. There are people that have already formed their opinion based on the strategic approach of defamation that's gone forward. But I just want to let you all know from my mouth to you, from my heart to yours, that it's unfortunate that I'm trying to be delicate. It's unfortunate that such allegations have been lodged. I don't understand the machinations of the young man's mind. He's not young, really. He's 40-some-odd years old. But I haven't seen this fellow in over, well, now it's 11 years, since 2015. And I haven't spoken to him since that long either. But people do things for different reasons. Most of them are monetarily motivated. And it's a shame. It's a shame because to consider yourself or to proclaim yourself to be a victim of something that didn't happen discredits the people that it has happened to. And it's a shame. But the one thing that I do know is that truth will always prevail. And the disturbed minds of other people cannot prohibit the truth from speaking loudly. Although a lie is very loud and boisterous and quick, the truth is very slow walking. And it takes a moment, but it comes to the foreground.
When we come forward, we'll get into his comments. Plus, we'll get into the story behind Lynn Jones Turpin.
Your tender mercies I see day after day. Forever faithful towards me, always provided for me.
You're riding with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
Did you know that streaming music, ebooks, audiobooks, movies, and more is available for free from the Los Angeles Public Library? With your library card, you can access the latest music and movies, audiobooks and ebooks, graphic novels, comic books, magazines, and more. If you don't have a library card and live in the city of Los Angeles, you can get a digital card online for free. Check it out at lapl.org/emedia. That's lapl.org/emedia.
It all comes down to this, folks.
Yep, the entire season is on the line. But my throat has officially thrown in the towel.
Sounds like you need Vicks VapoCool drops. They're max strength and vaporize sore throat pain.
Whoa! These VapoCool drops hit fast.
Speaking of fast, did you just see that play?
Yeah, he vaporized that ball.
That pun should have come with a penalty.
Vaporize sore throat pain with Vicks VapoCool drops. Use as directed.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You need someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now you can meet them fast on ZipRecruiter.
Build your team, build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try it for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. LA County's new Justice Care and Opportunities Department, or JCOD, is here to support justice-involved individuals and their families. The JCOD Support Center is now taking calls at 1-833-LACJCOD. That's 1-833-522-5263. Available 7 days a week from 6 a.m. to 11 p.m., the Support Center is your one-stop shop for re-entry issues and court support. They offer court reminders, connections to local services, transportation assistance for housing, court appearances, and childcare. The JCOD hotline provides personalized help to connect you with services that you need. And don't forget to check out justiceconnect.org for more information. Remember, it's free and available every day at 1-833-522-5263. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
This is KBLA Talk 1580. Talk radio. That's music to your ears. We're unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580. You're listening to Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
Funny how it's hard to find the words sometimes, wishing we could read minds, don't wanna let our feelings show. So even if you say you don't understand, I'm willing to give as much time as I can.
Welcome back in. You're locked in with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580. Shout out and happy birthday. Blessings to A-Marie. This is one of my favorite albums, by the way. Also, Chef Raekwon. Y'all heard that bit earlier. You know Andy's on theme. He dropped that Raekwon.
He got a dope album, too. Check it out.
And happy birthday, Issa Rae. And over the weekend, yesterday, January 11th, happy birthday to the queen, the Capricorn queen, double nickel, Mary J. Blige. She's just announced a Vegas residency. Go get it.
That's going to be lit.
It is. And, I think we already wished Tank happy 50th birthday, but he had his big 50th birthday party celebration over the weekend. Jamie Foxx, Chris Brown, Marion, and B2K, and a bunch of others. Everybody was in the building, so big ups to that. All right, listen. On this Donnie McClurkin thing, I don't have much to say because it's difficult. We're presented with something that could be true, but people also are financially motivated, and unfortunately the season is ripe for that. But believe victims, right? So we have to see how these things play out. It's the same way I feel about Tyler Perry as well, right? We have to see how this stuff plays out. That's all we can really do. You can't make any assumptions because we weren't there. And, especially when you're dealing with the sensitive area involving homosexuality, add to that the Black church, as was pointed out in the chat, it just makes things really complicated for people to sometimes express their true desires, to be believed when they are placed in certain positions, and to, move ahead. All right. Let's talk about freedom of press and what journalistic responsibility looks like. So over the weekend, it's the wild card weekend, first season of the NFL playoffs. Big ups to our Out of Bounds show that airs here on Fridays at 6 p.m. I know they got you ready for it. However, she gave there's a veteran journalist. Her name is Lynn Jones Turpin, right? She runs a Black news. She's a member of Black Press and runs an organization called NNPA. It's a long legacy Black news media outlet in Florida. And she received media credentials for the Jacksonville Jaguars game. So following the game, well, maybe you don't. You line up for questions, or you ask, to be allowed to ask questions during the post-game presser. Now, it is not something that they necessarily allow to everyone, but a lot of journalists are up in arms saying that what Miss Lynn did was unprofessional and that she did not act like a seasoned member of the media. Let's listen to what happened when she stepped to the mic.
I want to tell you, congratulations on your success, young man.
Thank you.
You hold your head up, all right? You guys have had a most magnificent season.
Thank you.
And you did a great job out there today.
Appreciate
so you
it.
just hold your head up, okay?
Thank
and
you,
ladies
ma'am.
and gentlemen, Duval, you the one, all right?
you, ma'am.
keep it going. We got another season, okay?
I appreciate
Take
it.
care and much continued success to you and the entire team.
Thank you, ma'am.
So that's the long and short of it, right? So people are saying that she wasted time going up there, acting like a fan, giving kudos, right? I will say the flip side of it is it's not as if this was week 9 in the NFL. The game was on the line. Their season was on the line. The season was over. The season was over. We critique the games in all sorts of fashion. We give it up to players at times for outstanding performances. She was credentialed. I don't think it was terrible. However, I am going to say I understand some of the outrage. I think that it is more amplified because it's a Black woman and they're harsher on us. But I feel like if it was an influencer, if it was a male reporter, they might have received the same heat, because we are in a situation now where real journalism is bumping up against new media all of the time. And in some cases, the real journalists don't realize that the medium has changed, and the means and the measures and how you merit out news have updated in some ways and expanded. So I think that is one thing to consider. Now, before, the hard line with journalism is neutrality, 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 not wanting to give the appearance of a biased side. But I think where we are right now in the press, we're kind of beyond those type of things. And if you clearly state your bias, then you do. I just don't think that it was that harmful, but I do understand why some of the journalists are up in arms, because we're kind of in a stage where people are saying real journalists are being pushed out for influencers or, fly by night kind of new media people that are not really there to, get information out. They're there just to create a viral moment.
First off, shout out to her.
Big ups.
We still have sympathy and empathy in the world. Those words meant a lot to the coach. You can tell that he was touched.
Right.
That meant a lot. So shout outs to her for that. But isn't there something called like local media that's for the most part kind of biased? You know what I'm saying?
even in that, no. Like in theory, no.
Jill.
In theory.
I watched the Lakers on Spectrum.
Right.
And their coverage is biased, but critical as well too. She sounded like she was a local journalist, low key.
She is. I don't know how long she has been credentialed for them, but I think it's just a thing of people wanting positioning. You know, it was high profile, so to speak, on air, and people are trying to protect and lock down on journalism. But I really think she did nothing wrong. So, take it what it is. Listen, thank you guys, as always, for locking in each and every Monday through Thursday here on KBLA Talk 1580 for this Facts, Culture, and Context. Coming up next is Zoe Williams, the voice of reason. I will talk to you tomorrow.